This is Rick Renegade. I'm continuing with my heavy metal reviews, and I'm continuing on with my Blind Guardian, specifically. So last album I reviewed was Follow the Blind, came out in 1989. The next album would have to be Tales from the Twilight World. This album came out in 1990, and I would say this is the album where Blind Guardian started to find themselves. I think they really started to find a style on this one. So really what to expect is it's basically, it's got the same elements of the first two albums. It's still very fast. Where Battalions of Fear was fast and melodic, Follow the Blind was even faster and still kind of melodic. This album kind of toned down the speed a tad bit and focused a little more on the melodic. But don't get me wrong, this album is still very headbangable. Pretty much all the old school Blind Guardian albums were. Yeah, this one's got a lot of classics on it. This one has a lot more songs that are usually played live. Not to say that the songs on the other albums weren't classics. I honestly think those past two albums were criminally underrated. Still are, I think. A lot of them should be played live. But anyway, moving on. So what is different about this one? Well, like I said, it is a lot more melodic. You can definitely hear that Hansi's voice is starting to develop into something bigger. Something a little less just belted out. You know, he's kind of starting to figure out his range, I feel. His voice seems to be just all around smoother on this album. He still has a little bit ways to go before he's that legendary status, but you can hear something happening here. The lead guitars even are very notable. Andre's starting to have his signature lead style on this album. It's really it really is a very memorable album in every aspect. Production-wise, kind of in the same vein as the first two albums, sorta. It's sort of in the same. It was produced by Kali Trap once again, and so let's dig into the songs here. So probably the songs people know the best, ones you can almost expect to hear at every Blind Guardian show, is Welcome to Dying. This is a fantastic song. It's fast from pretty much beginning to end. Great chorus. Just, you know, great vibe and atmosphere to it. I mean, it really paints the picture of the stories they're telling on here. The next song that is usually played, Lord of the Rings. Yes, just Lord of the Rings. You never guess what that song's about. Yeah, this is their first acoustic ballad type song. And let me tell you something. You'd think they've been doing this a lot. Like, cause this song is a freaking masterpiece. And it's their first freaking one. I mean, it's amazing. It's just absolutely epic. Yeah, like I said, it's a masterpiece. The next song that is generally played live, Lost in the Twilight Hall. Awesome song. Pretty much is everything you'd expect. Like, if you like Welcome to Dying, you're gonna like Lost in the Twilight Hall, more than likely. Sometimes they'll play The Last Candle. That is also a good song. But honestly, every song on this album, once again, is great. Traveler in Time is how this album starts off. Amazing song. This one actually has an instrumental, and this would be the last album they would just flat out do an instrumental, and I think, yeah, this is probably the last time they've ever done like a real instrumental, period. Like, just as a full band. But it was just sad. because they were really good at it. But this one's called Weird Dreams, and good name for it. It's just really fast, throwing out a lot of information rapidly. It's just a really, really fun, busy instrumental, and just very cool lead work. Awesome. Drums are absolutely just freaking smashing left and right, just freaking in your face. I love it. Goodbye My Friend's another pretty good song. Probably one of my least... If there's one on this album I usually skip if I had to, it's usually Goodbye My Friend. It's not a bad song, just not one of the top highlights. Another one that people seem to be 50-50 on is Tommy Knockers. I actually think it's a really cool song. Just, another fast one, like they all are pretty much. But it's a good song. It's, I don't know, underrated, I think. And there's Altair 4, which is only like a 2.5 minute little song. I don't know, it's almost feels more like a little interlude than anything, but it's pretty cool. And then it goes on to The Last Candle, and then there's, on my copy, there's a bonus track, or if you want to call it a bonus track, live track of Run for the Night, a song off of Battalions of Fear, which is a really good live version. But yeah, no Beach Boy covers on this one like the last one. But now this is a really, really, really good album. Blind Guardian started really to find themselves on this one, and it really shows. But things even get better from here. And most bands would pretty much top out that album like this, but it actually gets better. So that's all I can say about this one for now. On to the next one.